Today I'll be showing you my top 3 bunda exercises to absolutely take your bunda gains to the next level. You're welcome, familia. I'm going to start with the obvious over here. I'm going to start with hip thrust, but wait for it. I've actually been doing hip thrusts for 10 years. I'm not even joking. There's been so many studies on it, and obviously since pre-contrast and everything. And I can say that this is one of the best exercises for your glutes in terms of activation, but also when we're looking at your glutes, there are 3 different muscles, and this exercise targets all of them. So it's one of the most complete exercises. However, what you need to know is that also your muscles can be worked in different positions. There is shortened position, which is when it's squeezing and then is relaxing. The peak of the movement is when you are squeezing at the top. Okay, so that's the quick. But if you only did hip thrusts alone, like this, you're not gonna see the best gains, okay? Because the secret is to be able to work your muscles at different planes, different angles, and different lengths as well. The more you can target your muscles from all types, all forms, the more you will take your bunda to the next level and see the majority of your gains. Let's see exactly what I mean now. You have to, of course, do them correctly. If your form is bad, if your form is not correct, they're not gonna get the most out of the movement. Because a lot of people, for example, even doing this is all they do. What is this? This is not full range of motion. This is, okay? So you want to complete the lock and complete the squeeze. Because what I was saying before is that the peak of the movement is the squeeze. This is a squeezing exercise. So that means when I go down, the complete range of motion should be when your glutes are fully squeezed. And how are they gonna be fully squeezed if you do half reps? You need to make sure you go all the way up, okay? And complete the squeeze until you can't no more. Don't squeeze too much though as to start arching your lower back like this, because it will give you lower back pain, okay? So there is a fine line between finding the perfect level of squeeze. And this is what I teach my clients, by the way, so that you don't get injured but still get the right range of motion so that you can really grow your muscles. We even watch you, okay? You will send us videos, we watch you, we'll give you feedback, we tell you exactly what you're doing right or wrong and how to correct it. For this, link in bio for one-to-one coaching. But this is one of my favorite exercises. This is an exercise that I include every single leg day, okay? And I've always done for years because it's really, really good. Now let's go on to exercise number 2, RDLs. It's not RDLs actually. I wanted to trick you over there because everybody swears by it. However, this is not an exercise that I use myself to grow my glutes. Some people literally swear by it, but I never actually really like them because with correct form is an exercise. I'll always feel a lot on my lower back, and you can't actually really progressively overload. You can't lift too heavy with it because your back will get involved, simply because your back is one of the main components. It's a compound movement, of course. So I prefer another exercise to this that still works your glutes at the lengthened position. So you remember what we said before, they can contract and relax. So now we're looking for an exercise that really emphasizes the relax when like the muscle stretches. That can be RDLs for some people that love it. However, that's not been for me. I'll show you my favorite one. Okay, on to squats, but in particular, why this type of squats? Okay, normally we have the normal squat rack squats, the barbell squats, the traditional ones, which are also great. However, they're not good for every single body. First of all, beginners will find it very difficult because it's a very complex exercise. You need to master your bracing. You have to make sure that your form is correct, otherwise your lower back will hurt. And it's okay if you master good form and everything. That's actually do alternate the barbell squat with these. The reason why I'm showing you this is because a very beginner-friendly variation that you can do if you're a beginner. If you get scared of the squat rack, these are super great. And also another thing is because the way you position yourself, by the way, if you don't have this machine, you can easily do it by using 2 steppers and just a dumbbell. These are called like just regular sumo squats. And the reason why I love them so much is because the way you position yourself, you will tend to lean a lot more forward. Automatically, when you lean more forward, your glutes will automatically be more engaging during your exercises. This is why I love it, and this is why it's such a good exercise for you. So let's review what I'm talking about. So while I'm doing this exercise, and especially you can do this at the squat rack if you're doing low bar squats, okay? Low bar squats means that the bar will go a lot lower, okay? And automatically you lean a lot more forward, okay? So if you lean more forward, remember it's more glutes. More upright is slightly more quads, okay? And that is just an easier exercise. It doesn't require as much. I mean, you still have to brace, so you can progressively overload, and it's great. But it's a little bit easier to perform if you're starting out or if you're not quite ready yet. Actually, even and I'm an expert. I mean, I'm a coach, of course, and I'm an expert. I still don't do this as often. I will do the barbell low bar squats for this, but I still like those a lot and I still implement them into my training. So that is definitely number 2 for me. Okay, this is the most underrated exercise ever. I feel like a lot of you will do a lot of split squats, Bulgarian squats, hip thrust even as a matter of fact, but you really tend to neglect those exercises that really give you the upper shelf, like that 3D look, basically. But a lot of you will skip these because there's a lot of controversy about it. They just think, oh my God, these are not as important. But isolation exercises, familia, okay, I want you to wake up. They're isolation exercises for a reason. They're called isolated because they really isolate your glutes. So if you're trying to really build your glutes and isolate it indeed, you should be doing this and prioritize and progressively overload with, not just playing around or like the people will do it, they'll just mess around like the weights, they don't even like push themselves to it. They do like the usual 4 reps of 10. Like you have to really be serious with this and treat them as seriously as the other exercises too. Okay, so this is, a lot of people get super confused with this too. So they tend to normally kick backwards, okay, because I guess this is more popular, but it's not a backward kick for me. There is a difference in kicking backwards and kicking laterally, okay? I'm kicking laterally like this. So you can either do it like this, or one of my favorites that I also like to alternate, I cross over this foot, so it's a little bit more annoying to kind of understand what I mean, and then I bend and I still kick diagonally, you see? Like so. And why this is such an important exercise? Do you remember when at the beginning I told you that our glutes can move in different ways? They shorten and they lengthen. Your glutes also can move, and your legs in general can move at different planes, okay? We can move in a vertical plane, because when we do a squats, how do we move? Vertically, up and down, okay? With hip thrust, how we move? Horizontally, we are like this and then we go up and down like this, but we are horizontal. This abduction exercise, what I've just told you before, we're opening and closing, so we are abducting, means that our leg is coming away from us, okay, and moving like laterally, like I was telling you before. This is what I tell you, is that you kick at an angle, that you don't just kick backwards, okay, because we want to diversify how we are moving, okay, so that we can really target our glutes from all different angles and all different planes. This is the secret to build the perfect pitch. This is how you will build your glutes for every single angle, okay? This is how you maximize your gains. So for me, I hope you found this video useful. This is what helped me build my bunda. If you want me to help you with every single movement, even understanding, because obviously you need more than 3 exercises to build, really. You need to progressively overload. You need to eat correctly. Don't forget, link in bio for one-to-one coaching. Ciao, familia. Mwah.